Alright guys, hello, welcome to the video. So I wanted to show you a quick replay in the EBR 90. Now, I haven't played this vehicle very much, so I only have the stock engine on it. Everything else I was able to obtain. I actually ran the stock gun for a while too, until I could get enough experience to spend on the gun. But we're going to be on Prokhorovka, obviously, for this one. Prokhorovka, arguably the best map for light tanks, I would tend to agree, and especially for the EBR. Okay, now I'm just going to pause here in the interest of saving time. I did skip pretty much the first half of this game, even a little bit more than that. Just because I want to save time, right? Like, I don't want to give you guys a 15-minute replay. I mean, it's just going to be so it's going to be too much, right? It's just going to be so much of me repeating myself and etc. So I wanted to start this game kind of where it starts to get good. We've been all over the map, okay? Like, and you know, I start to do this now, right, on my channel, where if I give you guys one of these videos, what I'll do is I'll skip most of the beginning, and I know some people don't like that, but I'd rather save you guys the time because there's so many other videos on my channel that you can watch if you really are a beginner. Please, like, go on my main channel page if you're just viewing my channel for the first time, and I have playlists of literally every map in this game, older videos that you could watch, but they're still 100% good for this game. The maps haven't really been updated since, right? So they are still applicable is the word I was looking for. Now, in this particular game, right, we're down. I'm just going to spoil it for you guys. This ends up being a draw. I'm like 99% certain, or it was a loss. We didn't win this game. I'm almost certain it was a draw. And basically, what ends up happening here is we just lose too much map. But if you're looking at the map, right, I've been all over the place, by the way, in this game, right? I was here taking shots at people up in this direction. I zoomed all the way over to here where the STRV-S1 is, to this bush. I was even over here. I outspotted one of the light tanks. I've been doing this, this is what EBRs are good at, just doing this like the whole time. But you have to be careful about it, right? Like, if you guys are new to playing this game and you picked up the EBR or any vehicle like it, even an active scout, you do not want to come all the way up like this to like the road and come down. You want to be turning as soon as you're just about to crest here, so that just the top of your tank, right, is going to be exposed to the enemy, and this way they don't have shots. You'd think this is like, okay, yeah, Whirls, duh, like we already know that. But there are people that play this game, I swear, and they like run like this. And it's like so easy to hit them. And I'm like, dude, don't do that. Like, you don't need to get your whole tank above the ridgeline to spot people, right? Especially when you're running CVS, right, guys? So this is why I run CVS in the scouting slot. And then I have bounty optics. I have bond vents, actually, and vent purge. Oh, Whirls, you're running all this, crazy equipment, guys. It's not hard to obtain this kind of equipment nowadays. There are battle passes all the time where you can get the bounty equipment, which is almost as good as the experimental equipment. And then there's even some events where you can get the experimental equipment. Pay attention to the events, right? Wargaming, yes, they love their money, right? They put out these premiums that are always going to be better than the standard tech tree tanks, right? But if you're smart about it, like, you really don't have to spend that much money on this game. I literally pay the $10 for the subscription, right? And then maybe like an extra $5 or $10 maybe every few weeks or whatever if I need a little bit of extra gold. I really don't spend that much money on this game. And even some people might say, oh, well, you're still spending money, but like, I make what I spend by doing the YouTube anyway, right? So it's like, it's not really that big of a deal for me. But honestly, guys, you don't have to spend that much money on this game. My mom used to get my dad and I the gift cards for this game. You really don't need to, like, just use the events. But anyway, I run this. CVS in the scouting slot really helps you push, or punch rather, through these bushes with your view range, right? So anyway, that's where we are in this game, guys. It's 5-3. We're down a lot of HP, and we are using the EBR's mobility to basically be at a... It almost would appear that we're in multiple places at once, right? Because that's how quick you can go from place to place, and that's what I'm doing. I join the S1 for a minute, I come over here by the E4, I run the ridgeline, and I'm just constantly moving around everywhere. Let's get a spot on the pattern so that STRV S1 can hit this guy, right? So I'm going to come up and just try and poke with this guy, Before, I did somehow get spotted over here, and that's where I took these two shots from the turtle. One was a blind, and then he hit me again as I got lit trying to pull away from here. So turtle was very good about that. Now he's still here. He's sitting right here. But We're going to spot him again for the S1. The S1 has really good pen, and because he's kind of poking up sideways, he's able to, you know, get the shot into the side plate now. And this is what we're doing, right? We're going to poke up here, spot the pattern, then we're going to come back, try and spot the turtle again. I'm going to go and spot the heavies because we still have an arty player back here. So I'm just trying to help everyone. And that's what you can do in these vehicles. Just get us another spot in the turtle. We get the Type 4. We get the Malshin. And now the arty can have another shot. Now these guys on the hill can have another shot. It's not my responsibility to create shots for these guys. It's my responsibility to spot them so they have the opportunity to take the shot, right? It's like, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't force them to drink it. I can't force these guys to take accurate shots, but at least I can help them to the water, so to speak, right? So that's basically what we're doing here. We're just trying to help the team. And with the EBR, yeah, like we're kind of being a little passive. I definitely could have been more up here, but I'm trying to come back now so that I'm not immediately spotted by the pattern when I come up and over, right? I don't even run low noise exhaust on this thing because the concealment is very, very good on the EBRs. It's like 44 or 45% without the low noise exhaust. So I'd rather use that on the vents. We're getting 10% to cruise skills here, and then another 10% with the coffee, right? So we're getting all of this. The vents is helping that. This is 8.5% and another 2.5%. That's all helping view range, right? So that's what I want. I want the view range. So now we're going to come back up, spot the turtle again, and this is why I didn't want to... See how fast I'm talking here, guys? I didn't want to start this video at 15 minutes because you can imagine how annoying this would be, and the video would take forever. But my whole point about rambling on here is like you need to just put yourself in a bunch of places on Prokhorovka when you have the mobility to do so. Not even the T100 LT can move this fast at tier 10, right? Like this is the tier 9 EBR, and just look at what we're doing, right? Now I'm going to poke up on this like giant ridge line where the train runs across. We're able to spot the Type 4 here. We're able to spot the FV, and I'm trying to get a shot here into the Type 4. I'm hoping that these guys are not spotting me, but I am able to get spots of them. So I'm going to hit the FV, come down, and we're spotting them as well coming in. So we're giving the team even more information, right? We just have to dodge the Type 4 heavy, and we're getting a little risky, but I'm trying to consistently and constantly poke up in different areas, confuse the enemy, and spot enemies as well, right, for my team. So now we're going to come back over to here. We're going to spot the turtle again. I'm going to pull back up near this bush line, come back up and over. We're continuing to spot the turtle, and now I want to, again, come by to the S1 and see if we can spot anyone else here, because there's still a couple people. Scorpion G, TVP, there's the RHM, people that have been unlit, right? So now we're going to spot the RHM. I'm going to try and smack this guy with the HE if I can get behind the bush here. I think I end up running into the S1 by accident. So I'm going to try and turn, get out of his way, and I would like to launch an HE shell right into the RHM's turret. I really want to do that. So I'm going to come back up. We already tested our view range, right? We weren't spotted by the RHM, so now I can return to the same area. This is just game mechanics, right? I have enough concealment, right, that this guy will not spot me at this range. And I do have a mod. As you can see, this mod is on Aslane's. I don't actually have it on my mod thing. This is something I've added. It's literally just distance marker or something like that, and it gives me, so I don't have to ping these guys and look at it, right? I can just see the distance, 369 meters. There's no way these guys are going to spot me at this distance when I have 45% concealment, right? And obviously I will outspot them with the CVS and my view range, right? So I'm going to pull away now. I'm giving these guys shots, right? That's the most important part. I'm going to switch back over to APCRs. I'm going to hit the TVP. It's very likely that that goes in, and I'm going to run away. Now, also, I'm shooting here. I'm not spotted, but like just as an example, if I was spotted here, that would tell me that someone else is a lot even closer than these guys, right? If it was like a light tank, but they're pretty much out of lights, right? As far as I'm aware, I think it was only EBRs in this game. Their EBR 90 died a while back, and their Borsk also died. So now I'm going to pull back up. I'm trying to get a spot on the TVP and the RHM. There's only 2 minutes left, so I'm getting really aggressive now. We're going to spot the RHM. I'm going to swing back around. And obviously we're spotted here because this guy is now less than 200 meters away, right? And this is just how the game works. The RHM actually has decent view range, if I recall correctly, even if they're not running optics. And so, you know, you just have to know these things, right? TL7 is here. He's full HP. I'll finally go to my view so you guys can see. As if we're on a replay, right? And we're going to hit this guy. I'm also kind of spotting him for the team. Actually, that might have been the other guy that just died. The was it RHM? Yeah, that spotted him. Man, that was like such a tongue twister. But I think he was the guy that spotted him. He goes down, unfortunately. But we're able to clean that guy up. And We just have to keep moving around, right? There's a minute left, right? We know we're at the disadvantage here. EBR MVP, thank you very much. I didn't think I was doing that well. I was just staying alive and running around. That's what I said. I like negative. I'm just alive, right, and running around. But that's what we're trying to do, right? Like I'm just using my view range and mobility to constantly go all around the map, but I'm not running around like a chicken with my head cut off, right? That's the difference between what I'm doing here and what a lot of people will do in the EBRs and the links, etc., right? They just run around like madmen, and they have no goal, right? Like my goal here is to stay relatively unspotted, right? You know, like I would not, I don't want to put myself out there and get lit, you know, so I'm using the game mechanics. I'm using concealment to my advantage. I'm going to hit this scorpion again. I can tell I hit him because capture points reduced, right? And I'm just going to keep trying to move around, get different angles so I can spot the enemy, but also trying not to get lit myself. I don't think the scorpion should spot me here. I'm going to clean him up, and that's the end of the game. Unfortunately, we run out of time. If we had more time, I don't know. Maybe because we cleaned up the scorpion here at the end, and this S1 was doing a crap ton of damage, and I guess the SMV was doing well as well. Maybe it was possible that we could have brought this game back. I don't know, guys. It was a draw. I thought it was actually a lot worse here at the end, but by HP we were basically even, right? And the Type 4 is a very slow tank. The Maushan, the Turtle, all these guys are very slow. My biggest concern will really just be the TVP, and then all that's left is the Arty. So honestly, we probably could have pulled this off, and I still could take a shot probably from at least the Turtle, the TVP. Like I don't know about the Type 4 and Maushan. I think they hit pretty hard, but I still had half my HP. So this game, it's possible. Maybe we could have brought it back. But anyway, guys, 3 kills, 2,011 damage, 4,324 spotting, 9 spots. I didn't do emplates for this one because I had a feeling that I was going to talk so much, and I did. And this video was going to be really long, 12 minutes, even though we only did half of the replay. But I hope this helps you out in playing the EBR. Again, I know it's like I talk so fast, right? My content used to be very different. I used to talk very monotone and talk very slow. I prefer to get really into it and talk to you guys in this way so you can understand, like, look, guys, it's not your responsibility to do donuts in the middle of the map, get spotted, and die, right? I don't care what your tank destroyer friendlies say. Do not run ridgelines 50 meters away from the enemy and die early on, right? Use concealment. You know, you have mobility, you have a lot of concealment, use the game mechanics, learn bush mechanics if you don't know them, right? And use them. You don't have to run around like a madman the whole game either. This is Prokhorovka, so it's a little bit different, but you can easily passive scout with this vehicle because you have enough view range. It's not crazy like most light tanks, which is like 470, 480, 490. Even some of the more aggressive light tanks have like over 500 view range. Like my Hawk 30 had like 520 view range or something crazy with my setup where I didn't even really need to run optics, right? I could run, T49 is another example of that. I could basically just run vents. But my whole point, guys, is like, people make the mistake with these vehicles of just running around like a chicken with their head cut off, and it's so stupid. And like, I don't understand why people do that, because you're such a threat at the end of the game if you can stay alive, and if you're good at the driving mechanics, because the driving mechanics are crazy. And when you turn off the speed mode, which is X by default, by the way, you turn so fast. It's the most unrealistic crap I've ever seen in my life, but at the same time, it's how the game works, and you need to learn this, and you need to understand the driving mechanics so that you don't fall off a cliff and die, right? It's kind of funny, but then like if the game ends up being close and you throw the game, yeah, like that bothers me. I hate throwing games, right? But it's happened to me before. I've died like from the driving mechanics multiple times, right? Just fly off a cliff accidentally because I turned 10 times faster than I thought I was going to turn, right? Or whatever the case may be. So just be careful with the driving mechanics, but use the game mechanics as well, guys. Use bush mechanics. Understand concealment. You don't have to go 100 meters away from the enemy and run every single ridgeline on the map 24/7. Use the game mechanics. Stay alive. You're going to thank me, because it's going to pay off in the end game like it did here again. Visible almost 65, 6,300 combined and some change, right? 63, 20, or 35 to be exact. So it's, I mean, again, guys, like, I can emphasize this a million times to you, but I have to say this, like, stop taking your freaking EBR and going like this all around the map, you know? Again, Prokhorovka is a little different. You see me doing it a little bit, but please stop doing that. I'm telling you, it's going to pay off in the end game if you're alive and you're able to use concealment, your mobility, etc., and you have a really accurate gun as well for the most part. Hope you enjoyed. Catch you for the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.